Jesus' name, amen.
Hey, let's express our appreciation to Bill for filling in for me last week. I appreciate it. We are really blessed here to have several people that can fill in when needed or if needed, and they just come up and say, hey, anytime you need something, let me know. And I'm like, awesome, that's great, I appreciate it. So, that is a good thing, and thank you, Bill, for last week. I appreciate it. Did he do a good job? Should we have him back? We're good? Okay, good. You passed, Bill, so well done. All right, okay, so we're into this series here. I wish Jesus had said that. And this is one of those things that we follow Jesus, we read the Bible, we see his words, what he talks about, and we get to do all of those things. We don't just get to pick which ones work for us. And so sometimes we're like, man, I wish Jesus hadn't said that. That's hard for me to do. Probably a lot like forgiveness, right? Wasn't that last week's topic? Very hard to forgive at times. So, having said that, this week we're looking at, I wish Jesus hadn't said, keep awake. Let me clarify that statement real quick. That doesn't mean falling asleep during the sermon. I know. Or maybe it does. Yeah, but it's more about living our life for Christ all the time, 24/7, 365. There's no timeouts. There's no a day off here or a day off there when you follow Christ. This weekend, I wish I had one of those timeouts. You run across people every now and then that just really test you. Let's say that. How about that? We're at the youth. Let me make sure I say this right. We're at the youth conference with a bunch of youth with a youth band of 12 to 19-year-olds who were leading this conference of 1,000+ kids, youth, and they were giving a concert. And so a bunch of youth at the concert was for the youth, thank you, right? Went down front to have a good time during the conference, including several of ours, youth. This adult, this adult was in the third row hoping for a good seat of the concert. Well, there was a lot of youth at the youth conference jumping around in front of them, having a good time. Well, this adult takes her phone and snaps some of our kids in the background and her with a sourpuss face and put something on Instagram that wasn't very kind. Yeah. And I wanted to take off my pastor shirt and hang it on the corner and go have a chat with this lady. But I didn't. And argued were magnificent. They were fun. Because then she posted a little bit later, like all these kids in my way at this youth concert. So Jesus said, that's what we said. I wish he hadn't said that, but he did. So we got to keep our cool. We got to project Christ all the time. So let's look at the scripture here we're looking at. This is in Matthew 13. Matthew 13 is where we're going to pull this out. And Jesus was talking actually multiple times in this chapter here about people begin asking, well, what about the end, Jesus? What happens at the end of life here? Do we just throw a switch and we're all done? Do we just kind of fade away? What exactly is going to happen here? And then he started talking about Jesus coming back, right? Coming back. So this is where we pick this up at. So it says, about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Did you ever pick up a tabloid that says Jesus is coming August 21st, 2017 during the solar eclipse? Yeah. As soon as I see where somebody pinpoints the exact day and time, you can just check that off, right? Is that done?
No, that's when he's not coming.
That's when he's not coming. Because it says not even Jesus knows, but only God the Father. Be on guard, be alert. You do not know when that time will come. So it goes on and says, it's like a man going away. He leaves his house and he puts his servants in charge, each with their assigned task, and tells the one at the door to keep watch. Therefore, keep watch, because you do not know when the owner of the house will come back, whether in the evening or at midnight or when the rooster crows or at dawn. If he comes suddenly, do not let him find you sleeping. What I say to you, I say to everyone, is watch. So however you want to say this, I wish Jesus had said, be ready. I wish Jesus had said, stay awake. I wish Jesus had said, live your life for Christ all the time, no exceptions. That's basically what he was saying here. You see, we have a job to do, my friends, and that's to change the world through transformation of Jesus Christ. That's what our mission is of the church, is to talk to people and tell people about Jesus and how it has affected our life and what living with a life with God means to us. It doesn't mean it's easy and it's simple and everything's perfect. That would be a lie. It does mean things are easier. There's more comfort. There's things going on that we can get through a little easier because we can rely on God. Now, we go 2 or 3 miles away from this place right here. There are literally tens of thousands of people that don't have any connection with the church. They don't have any relationship with Jesus. They don't even come on Christmas or Easter. They might not even go to a wedding if it's held in the church, simply because they don't think they belong. Or they don't think they're worthy enough. Or they don't have their life together. You see, friends, we have a job to do. So when he says we need to remain awake, this is what we're looking at. This last week was a rough week. I leave for a week and everything just fell apart. Is that what happened around here? It was rough, huh? I mean, look at this. I pulled these headlines off of the website here, off the local paper. The owner of a car dealership in Perry Township was arrested on felony drug charges. Confiscated 11 cars, trafficking and controlled substance. The Stockdale family shooting. Boy, the community is just shook over that. Absolutely. Trying to figure out what's going on. A Perry High School teen that was to be a senior this year was working the first day of his landscape job, died of heat exhaustion. 18 years old. 2 people have been killed and 5 injured after 3 shootings in Canton. I just read this past Friday at Putin Bay. A 19-year-old boy had jumped in the water to help his dad who was struggling. Turned out their boat was sending electrical current through the water. The dog fell in and was struggling. The dad went to get the dog, and then 2 sons went in because they were all struggling. And finally somebody said, unplug the boat. And when they did, everybody got out except for the 19-year-old boy. I mean, we don't have to look far to do that. Somebody I follow on Twitter put this one up here. Man, what a day. 2 mass shootings and a college freshman passes away on the field. You never know. Never take a day for anyone for granted. As a Kent State freshman died after a football practice, with the baseball, the congressman shooting, we have a job to do, right? And here Jesus is saying, remain awake, stay awake. So what are we to do, my friend? What are we to do? As we have pastors on our shirts here, we are to love God and love others. We stick to those 2 things and let the rest wash itself out. And you're going to see what happens. You're going to end up serving Christ by reaching the world. You're going to glorify God by enjoying Him now as we look forward to forever. I like the way that's phrased. Doesn't that sound nice? As we glorify Him now because we know what the future holds. And now He's reminding us, we don't know when that's going to happen. So that means our job to do is to do it now. So we must be grounded and rooted in Christ to stay with. So what does that exactly mean? Because we're going to come across situations and people and things in our lives where, how do we deal with this? How would Christ deal with this? What's He telling me to do? Am I allowed to lose it on this person righteously? No, right? Can I correct them? Can I direct them? What is it that Jesus is telling me? So what does it mean to stay grounded and rooted in Christ? It means reading our Bible, understanding what Jesus tells us. It means praying. It means getting to worship. It means staying in a community of people that are going to support us, right? A community that's going to encourage us and keep us moving, keeping us grounded and rooted in Christ. Even our little picnic, that's a grounded and rooted in Christ event, right? We're having fun and we're going to be together helping each other. So this weekend, this past week up at Lakeside, I've been going up there, we're talking, I was up there a couple months after I was born. So really all my life I've been up there. Now in the late 70s, good time in the 70s, wasn't it? Very good. Late 70s, me and my brother used to walk, unsupervised by our parents, walk into this body of water, no lifeguards, lots of rocks, maybe sharks, I don't know.
I don't think so.
We would walk into the water up to about our knees because we knew if we got our shorts buttoned, we'd be in trouble, right? And then we would walk out of the water and there would be gunk stuck to our legs, dirt and grime, and it was nasty. It was nasty. Well, I looked at the water, and even in this photo, you can already see how clear it is. You see the different shades there? And then on the next slide here, if you look at this one, this is about 20 feet deep water. If you can't see it here, you can see for sure on the back, and there's a fish in there. You see the fish? It's right here. See that fish? Right there. But, as I think, what does it mean to be grounded and rooted in Christ? This means that lake was filthy. It didn't happen overnight. They didn't throw a special ball in there and clean up the lake overnight. It was a concerted, long-time, committed effort to get that lake the way it is now. It is crystal clear, it's beautiful, it's safe to be in, it's safe to swim in, and that really speaks to our spiritual life too. It's not something that's just going to happen like that, but it's a commitment and a long-term thing to be grounded in Christ. So what does that mean to you? Personally, what does that mean to you? Where are you at? You see, we're so focused on the present, on our day-to-day lives and troubles and desires that we forget to live like Jesus died for us. Right? Jesus died for us. That was his gift to us, so that we can live with him. But do we live like that? Do we stay awake where we can help and love and serve others? See, basically, we're not the star of our own movie. We have to understand that there's a community out here, that there's hurting people everywhere in our families, right? Where we work, where we go to school, in the stores, wherever we're at, the supermarkets, there are people hurting. We talked about the heroin epidemic in Ohio this past weekend. We're like second or third highest in the nation for epidemics, for overdoses and deaths. There's a lot of work to be done out there. There's a lot of work that we can do. We heard from many medical professionals about how fast it happens and what can we do as a church to help with that? What can we offer? Is it a place where we can sit down and talk about that and say, well, what can we do as a community, Or is there something we can actually get to help people or offer something? That's something I think we really need to look at. Imagine Jesus just dropping in. If we're supposed to live like Jesus 24/7, 365, imagine Jesus dropping in at any moment. Catching our words, our actions, our thoughts, right? You okay with that? No. Why not? You have to be ready for that, right? See, that's what Jesus is saying. You got to be able to stay awake. Now, as a teacher, they do drop-ins on us. The principal will walk around with his iPad and he'll drop in your room and he'll take notes on you. And then he'll leave and then he'll email it to you. Yeah. Jennifer, you get those, right? Or maybe it's not here. Yeah, you get them, right? So and that's a way for us to, to get that. And then sometimes it'll be like, this didn't make any sense, this didn't make, what are you doing here? But imagine Jesus dropping in. Now, there's a situation back when I was in elementary that I want to reenact with a little help. Is that okay? Can we do that? Yes, please come up here. And Jake, I'm going to need your help on this one too. Yeah, good. You don't have to say anything, just act. Come on up here. You don't even have to act, just do it. Like a bass player does. You can, like an actor. All right, so you're my friend, Tommy. We've been friends for a long time, Tommy. You're very ornery, but we're still friends. Your name is Chris, right? And you and him are friends, but me and you, not so much. Okay, so here's the scene. The boys' bathroom at Moore Elementary. You're on the ground, laying down, face down. Tommy, you're trying to get Chris to go with you, so you're grabbing his hand and hold it. But don't pull. Yeah, just stay there like that. Excellent. I walk into the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom and they kind of have my curiosity, right? So when I'm done, I thought I'd better help Chris. So I grab Chris's foot and I start pulling the other way. And Tommy's pulling that way. Go ahead. Run. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and pull him. He's fine. He's fine. Let's see if we can lift him up off the ground. Hey, we can. Okay, that's those arms. All right, so we're pulling like this, having a great little time, and Chris is screaming and having a ball. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. And the principal walks in. Now, Tommy and I see the principal. Chris doesn't, so we let go. Chris carries on. Just like that. We're like, Chris, ixnay on the fun. Get up real quick. So Chris gets up. The principal takes all three of us and whacks us. You don't know what that is. Do you? Whacked us. Whacked us. Yeah. Good times, huh? Glad to have a seat. Thank these guys for coming up and giving you that visual. Imagine Jesus dropping in. The principal dropped in on it at that moment, right? Get this, 20 years later, I go up to Stark County Educational Service Center for a job. Guess who my boss is? The principal that walked in. And it didn't even, I think he actually backed to me twice that year. Bad kid. Oh, do you have something to say, Mom?
Never told us.
What?
You never told your mother.
You see how Jesus dropping in works like that? That one, they didn't call home on that one? True story. Maybe I didn't get whacked. We probably should have, though. Marshall Holmes, that was his name. So I get there, and we were talking, and he was a great boss. And, like, do you remember me? He was at Lord 1 year as a principal. That was the year I was there, too. Imagine Jesus dropping in on your daily routine. You see, Jesus says, keep away. Keep away. We have work to do. And you know, we have to ask the question sometimes, what are you waiting for, too? It's easy to kind of get lulled into sleep, get to the summertime, just kind of chill out, right? And kind of, let things happen. Maybe even things that direct us away from church, away from God. That's what sin works. It's slow. It is persistent, but just kind of gently pulls at you until all of a sudden you haven't been to church for a couple weeks, it turns into a month. Turns into, I haven't been there, I can't remember the last time I was there. And things start happening in life. Maybe you get an opportunity for a new job, there's going to be a lot more hours. It's going to take you away from your family. It's going to, really impact your life of what's going on. Or maybe something where it moves you away from your support system and stuff like that. What is it? What are you waiting for? Again, like I said, a lot of people are waiting until they get their life together to come into church. I don't have my life together. I'm here, right? But that's what we get to share with people. Don't wait. Don't wait, friends. We don't know the time. We don't know the hour. We don't know when. Now is the time. Now is the time we get to share. So last Thursday, a week ago Thursday, I got to meet somebody, major influence on my life. His name was, check this name out for Pastor. Pastor Slaughter. That's his last name. First name is Michael, last name is Slaughter, Pastor Slaughter. So he's, have you heard of Tip City? Just above Dayton, this very small town called Tip City. Got a picture here, I'm going to bring this up here. There he is. He's the one over there. And then Jennifer and I are on the side here. Well, he got to 45 years. He's just now retiring from ministry. 45 years at that church. He started with 90 people the first year. In the second year, he was down to 60 people because of change and what he prayed. He's like, God wants me to this vision of ministry. So he went from 60 people to, they actually brought in Disney Imagineers to plan their whole complex, hotels and marketplace and worship center and this and that. This huge elaborate thing. And then you remember Jesus saying, people wait. Like that's not what we're called to do. We're called to take care of the widow. We're called to help the sick, help the hungry. We're called to give homes to the homeless. And so they scrapped everything. They went with a modest-sized church that only seats 1,000. Modest size, right? And then a youth center. And that was it. They scrapped everything else. They said, we're going to put our money into mission to change this world. They held a Christmas Eve offering a couple years ago for the Sudan. Their goal was to raise $1 million in one night, and they did. So they went from one service to now it's about 9 or 10 over a weekend. They're like, it doesn't matter how many services we do. And great influences. Books are really magnificent. So we saw him once because we thought, well, maybe he's hanging out after their conference. We saw him. He's talking to people, so we didn't want to interrupt him. And then about 10, 15 minutes later, he was walking right by me, so I was like, I gotta say something. He's like a rock star in my world. So I was like, I said, hi, you don't know me, but your influence on me has been great. And he was so nice. He stopped, we probably talked 10 minutes. He asked me who I was, where was I from, what's my social security number. Why are you following me? But he grabbed my hand and this picture caught it. And he didn't let go. And man, I thought I was like, oh, a rock star was him. And he was so kind. And he spent so much time with us, both of us. And then he prayed. He's like, can I pray with you guys? And then he prayed over Jennifer and I. And it was such an awesome thing. And then you had that moment, when you meet somebody really cool and you wish you hadn't said that, I had that moment. Because I know his mantra, I know everything about him. Oh, April. Here, I got a tour. Newark, Ohio. Newark. So I said to him, congratulations on your retirement. And as soon as I said the word retirement, I was like, this dude's never retiring. And he said, I'm not retiring yet. Stupid. To wash the hand. But, and he goes, I'm just moving to my next phase of ministry. Get this. I don't know how old he is now. He's in his 60s. But he said, by the time I'm 99, talk about this revision. By the time I'm 99, I want to have planted 1,000 new churches with my network of people and churches and pastors. And I was like, well, count us in as one of your 1,000. Because that type of influence. But this idea that there is no retirement. Jesus never said once you get to a certain age, once you get to a certain number of people brought to Christ, you can stop. Right? The scripture is, you never know when. You never know when. I wish Jesus hadn't said keep waiting, but I'm glad he did. That's our reminder this week of what we can do. And think about your family, think about your community, think about the strangers you can walk by. How is it that you can constantly, consistently reflect the love of Christ to those people? Right? I wish Jesus hadn't said that. Hadn't said be awake, stay awake, be ready, whatever it is. But I'm glad he did. We have a time of communion here to kind of bring this all together. And just a celebration, saying this is our reminder of why we stay awake. It's because Jesus paid the ultimate price for us. That's what it all comes back to. When we live that way, when we serve others in that manner, keeping that mindset that Jesus died for us, and we can tackle life, we can talk with people, we can share with others what Jesus has done in our life. During this communion, I'm going to be playing a video in the background. It's by Brandon Heaton. It's called Give Me Your Eyes. It's kind of that whole idea of, hey, help me see the pain and the hurting around me. So as we take communion, kind of listen to those words, and then Chris and the band will come up for one last song. So I'm going to slide on over here. So Jesus was with his friends, and he's talking about this sacrifice he had. And he held up the bread for them, and he broke it right there in front of them, and he said, this is my body that's been broken. Each and every time you eat it, would you remember of the sacrifice I did for you? And next he gave thanks, and he held up the cup, and he said, each and every time you drink from this, would you remember that this is my blood that's been poured out for all of you. All of you. Let's have a word of prayer together, friends. Dear God, we thank you for this time with you. And Lord, we know it's easy to slip. It's easy to fall back. It's easy to take a day off of being your follower. God, we come to you right now to recommit to you. To say we're going to dig in a little bit deeper. We know you see the hurting in this world. You see it right here at our doorsteps all around us. That people are looking for something to fill their lives. They're searching. Lord, help us to share your love with them. Maybe it's in the way of a hug or a handshake or coffee or just some time to sit down and listen. Or as we come forward for communion, forgive us for when we don't act like we should, in ways that don't honor you, or say things that aren't honoring to you. Lord, instead come into our lives and fill us, restore us, renew us, rejuvenate us. Lord, help us to stay awake in our studies, in our prayers, in our being together, so that we might change the world. Lord, be with us, be in us, and change us. In the name of Jesus, we do pray. Amen. So during this, while this video plays, if you come around this side here and then walk across the ages, we'll give you a piece of bread and dip it in the juice, and then take communion. If you need gluten-free, just step right over here to Chuck and he'll be able to help you with the gluten. May come up at any